Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. This is the first video on the new iPhone, so we're cranking this bad boy out. I got the fake Jimmy G jersey that I picked up over the summer. I believe it was $25 shipped. They had a buy one, get one free sale, honestly. So once you did the math, you got the two jerseys for, I want to say it was like $50 shipped. I got this jersey and I got a De'Aaron Fox Kings jersey for $50. Pretty good deal. Wore it today. Nobody really made fun of me. Moved real fast at work, so nobody could really tell that the stitching was like it is. But I honestly think they're getting better. I mean, look at the stitching even on this thing right here is what those Chinese, Japanese football jerseys mess up the most. For the longest time, this honestly looked like plastic. They're getting this closer, and I don't know. To me, it works. It is what it is. I ain't paying no $100 plus for no jerseys or nothing like that. But let's get down to business. The 49ers got the win today, 24-20. This game, honestly, I don't know if it was on the boring side or if it just was the Niners could not get anything really to go their direction. They didn't have a lead in this football game until a minute and 19 seconds left in the end. But you go back, you look at all the headlines of the game. At halftime, it says Niners dominate, even with 4 turnovers. First half of this football game, Jimmy Garoppolo, he threw 2 interceptions. The 49ers fumbled 2 balls. They honestly lost another one that the referees just sort of handed the ball back to Niners and said, here, you drop this. Do you want to have this back? Probably one of the best players of the day was the guy most talked about all week long from the Dolphins who moved over to the Steelers. He made a really big day in a matter of just a few minutes. He had an interception early on in the game, and then that was followed up by him having a forced fumble on the very next time that the 49ers got the ball. So I think that honestly, even though the Steelers are giving up a pretty good pick as of right now, they're 0-3, but Minka Fitzpatrick is really going to pay off for the Steelers. He was able to show his worth right away. I think even if you give away a top 10 pick for Minka Fitzpatrick, to get somebody to fit in to that Steelers style of way, I think that anything you do to make that Steelers defense better. Mason Rudolph starting his first game for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He didn't look great, but he didn't look bad. Those 2 touchdowns that he threw later in the game, made the stat line look a little bit better. 14 for 27 for 174 yards. But before the touchdown, the big thing that they were harping on early on in the first half was Mason Rudolph only having 40 yards passing in the first half, and that's pretty low. 49ers, I can honestly say the offense, they threw for 1 touchdown. They ran for 2 with Jeff Wilson. But I can honestly say that if we would have lost this game, it would have been the offense's fault. Definitely, they couldn't hang on to the ball. I really don't know what it was. The one that honestly made me take a walk in the fourth quarter, I believe with about 5 minutes left, was basically Jimmy Garoppolo hiking the ball in the red zone. I don't really know what was supposed to happen. My first impression was I thought the wide receiver was supposed to grab the hike and run with it, like it's some sort of a trick play. But when they slowed it down in slow motion, you can tell that the wide receiver honestly just got hit by the ball, and nobody knew what to do. Everybody was grabbing for it. Nobody could get it. And T.J. Watt recovered the fumble. I think T.J. Watt actually had a interception early on in the first quarter. One of those first picks on Garoppolo. He had one hell of a day as well. You got to tip your hat to the 49ers defense, mostly the defensive line led by DeForest Buckner. Every single time that the Niners offense coughed it up, the Niners defensive line put pressure on Mason Rudolph. They didn't really let the Steelers get a run game going, and really locked it up. I mean, almost every time that we lost the ball, the Niners defense just got it right back for us. I remember there was one point in the second quarter of the game, we weren't able to move the football, but we basically stayed on our side of the field, which felt like the whole entire quarter before finally being able to punch it in and get our points that we've been looking for. So the Niners D, you got to tip your hat to them. This is a win that 100% goes to them. Sitting at 3-0 now. Let's see what we do next. We're gonna go to week 4. So there we go. I apologize. I was not 100% ready for this one. Scrolling pretty fast. Do we have a bye next week? The Niners have a very, very early bye. I don't really know what our coach Shanahan is going to do to draw up a game plan to get us ready to come back for the next week. The next week we are October 7th, Monday night against the Browns. This is going to be at home. So that honestly is a big game. The Browns, I should have been ready for this. I can't remember. Oh, the Browns play tonight. They play against the Rams. That's why I couldn't remember their score. But the Browns, they have a lot of high expectations. This is definitely a big game that they would want to win. It's definitely get back that Titans game from week number 1. Especially if they run into the Rams today and they end up being 1-2, they're definitely going to want to crawl back. And beating a team that's 3-0 in the San Francisco 49ers is really going to help their standing. So we'll see what goes down with that one. But as of right now, let's celebrate this 3-0. And hopefully I'm right about this bye next week. So I just couldn't see it when I was looking it up. So peace out, everybody. See you guys down the road.